High-altitude towns are not for the faint-hearted. You've probably heard of Leadville, Colorado, a town known for challenging humans at 10,200 feet with thin air and freezing winters. But that's just a small taste of what awaits at even higher altitudes. Welcome to Rinconada, Peru, the highest permanent human settlement in the world, sitting at over 16,700 feet. Here, survival is not optional, it's a daily battle. Every breath is shallow, every step feels like climbing a skyscraper, and the cold bites harder than any Rocky Mountain winter. The town clings to icy mountains, with steep, winding streets lined by makeshift houses stacked precariously. Snow and ice can appear suddenly, turning every journey into a dangerous obstacle course. Water is scarce, electricity unreliable, and even simple chores require immense effort. Yet people live, work, and adapt. Gold mining drives the economy, but it's the community that keeps life moving. Children attend makeshift schools, small markets emerge in gray streets, and local festivals bring bright color to the harsh landscape. Generations of residents have adapted to the thin air, larger lungs, more oxygen-rich blood, and bodies capable of enduring what would overwhelm most. Animals here are just as extraordinary. Llamas and alpacas graze on sparse vegetation, while birds soar effortlessly at altitudes that would leave most creatures gasping. Every part of life here is shaped by altitude, cold, and constant survival challenges. So, why do people choose to live in a place that seems designed to fight against them? It's a combination of history, opportunity, and ambition. Gold lies hidden in icy rock, and many are willing to risk everything to reach it. Rinconada forces us to confront the extremes of human adaptation. It's a place where courage, endurance, and community intersect at the very edge of what humans can survive. And that is where our journey begins, exploring life, danger, and resilience at the roof of the world. We've seen how life in Leadville already tests the limits of human endurance, with thin air and freezing nights. But in Rinconada, that challenge is almost doubled. Here, survival itself is a daily struggle. Rinconada sits high in the Peruvian Andes, surrounded by glaciers and icy peaks. At nearly 16,700 feet, the air contains only about half the oxygen of sea level. Imagine running a marathon while breathing through a straw. That's how every breath feels for newcomers. Most outsiders struggle within hours. Headaches, nausea, shortness of breath are common. Some even turn back. But locals, having lived here for generations, have developed remarkable adaptations. Their lungs are larger, their blood carries more oxygen, and their bodies function in ways that seem almost superhuman to outsiders. Life here is far from easy. There is no sewage system, clean water is scarce, and medical services are minimal. Supplies must be carried up steep, icy paths from distant towns. Even simple tasks like cooking or staying warm are daily battles. The environment adds another layer of danger. Glacial melt, sudden avalanches, and freezing storms constantly threaten the town. Yet humans are not alone in this extreme setting. Llamas, alpacas, and certain high-altitude birds thrive here, perfectly adapted to the thin air and harsh cold. Despite the hardships, people find ways to live, work, and celebrate. Small markets, makeshift schools, and local festivals bring color and life to the gray streets. These communities show that survival is more than physical adaptation. It's also about culture, cooperation, and the humans. But here's the question that keeps pulling us back. If survival is this hard, and the environment itself seems against you, why would anyone stay here? The answer is golden, literally. And that is where our story takes a darker, more fascinating turn. We've seen how survival here is already a battle against thin air and freezing nights. But the real reason people endure all this hardship comes down to one thing: gold. Every year, thousands of miners arrive chasing a glittering dream. But mining in Rinconada is nothing like the structured, regulated operations you might picture. It's more like a Wild West without sheriffs. Narrow, icy tunnels swallow men whole. Toxic mercury poisons both lungs and rivers. And collapses can turn a day's work into tragedy within seconds. Many miners work under the system of cachorio. Weeks of labor without pay, followed by a single day where they can keep whatever gold they manage to scrape from the rock. Would you risk everything for just a handful of gold dust? Some strike it rich. Most do not. With gold comes another shadow. Crime. La Rinconada has been called one of the most lawless towns on earth. Smuggling, violence, and exploitation are common. Police are scarce, and justice is even scarcer at 16,700 feet. It's a place where desperation meets opportunity. And not everyone plays fair. So here's the question. Is La Rinconada a miracle of human endurance? Or a warning about the cost of chasing wealth at any price? One thing is certain. This frozen town forces us to confront the extremes of what people will endure, for survival, for opportunity, and for hope. It shows us that while gold may glitter, its true cost is written in hardship, in danger, and in the fragile balance between human dreams and nature's limit. From Leadville's rocky mountain streets to La Rinconada's icy peaks, we've seen how humans adapt, survive, and even thrive in places most of us could barely imagine living. These towns, though worlds apart in culture, climate, and altitude, share one thing in common. They challenge the limits of human endurance and spirit. Leadville teaches us about resilience in the face of high-altitude life, adventure, and history. La Rinconada pushes it to the extreme, where survival, danger, and ambition collide at the roof of. So next time you breathe freely at sea level, take a moment to imagine life where every breath is a struggle, and every day demands courage. It reminds us that the human drive to explore, endure, and find opportunity can reach heights, literally, that seem almost impossible. And here's a question to leave with you. What would you risk to reach your own peak, whatever it may be? If you enjoyed this journey to the highest towns on earth, hit like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more stories that explore the extremes of our world and the people who live there.